very good morning and a warm welcome to parents, guardians, and students who are considering joining our school, Singapore International School of Bangkok. Well, originally we had planned a physical or face-to-face open house for you, but unfortunately because of the COVID-19 situation in Bangkok, we have to have it in the form of a virtual open house. Nevertheless, you will still get all the information you need to help you make an informed choice of a school for your child or your ward. Our school leaders will be making presentation and showing you the state-of-the-art facilities as well as the curriculum that we offer in this school. SISB is a trilingual focused school and we teach our students in 3 languages, in English, Thai language as well as the Chinese language. Our curriculum runs from nursery and kindergarten as well and onwards to the primary as well as to the 6th form. Our NK and primary school curriculum basically uses the Singapore curriculum model. In the 6th form, from grade 7 and 8, we use the Cambridge as well as Singapore hybrid of curriculum. And moving on to 9 and 10 with the Cambridge IGCSE. So grade 11 and 12 students have 2 choices to pursue either Cambridge A-level or IBDP. Both programs will lead you to apply for places in the top universities in the world as well as in all universities in Thailand. We also run a boarding school to cater to students and wards who are staying far away from Bangkok. Now later on today as you tour around the school, I hope you will enjoy to look at our state-of-the-art facilities and also to take in as much information from the presentations we have planned for you. At the end of your tour, if you have any questions, please raise them because we have an admission office and many staff members who will be able to answer all your queries and questions that you have. So on this note, I wish you a very enjoyable and beneficial open house and a tour of Singapore International School of Bangkok. I hope to see you soon in our school and take care, stay safe, be healthy, and thank you for joining us today.
Sawadee krap. Good morning. My name is Teacher Ben and welcome to the SISB Virtual Open House. Today we are coming to you live from our flagship Pracha Uthit campus. In just a while, our school principals and admissions manager will join us in the studio to answer all your questions about SISB and the quality education that we stand for. But for now, let's take a school tour with our lovely teachers.
How are you? I'm Teacher Alex.
And I'm Teacher Leo.
Welcome to SISB Pracha Uthit campus.
First, let's take a look at the nursery kindergarten section. Come on, let's go. Communication-friendly spaces that allow students to interact and express themselves. Unconventional setting and seating arrangements, which help to develop kids' muscles, posture and motor skills. The educational toys challenge the students during their learning center activities, giving our students an opportunity to be open-minded, risk-takers and thinkers. Let's see what the indoor and outdoor playgrounds offer our students. The playground promotes self-expression, free play and also the development of both fine and gross motor skills.
1, 2, ready, sing.
Music is one of the subjects that our students love. They learn language through music, and it also helps balance the children, and it gives them an opportunity to perform. This is our ICT room. Our students learn basic IT skills that will help them in primary school. Now, This is where we have lots of fun.
This is the entrance to the primary section. We will go to check out the library first. Oh, safety and security is our first priority. Don't forget. And here we are. Let me show you our beautiful library. Our library contains more than 10,000 books and resources in English, Chinese, and Thai. It is also the place where we host regular visits from local and overseas authors. Level 2 is the place where our students become actors and musicians and really let their creative juices flow. When students perform, they gain self-confidence and experience in public speaking. Every year, our students put up a major production that showcases the brilliance of community. Technology is such a big part of our lives now. Here at primary, our ICT labs are equipped with the latest Chromebooks and devices for students to immerse themselves in coding and digital citizenship. Our classrooms are equipped with smart boards which allow our students to learn interactively using the latest technology. Our science laboratories are fully equipped for science experiments taught according to the Singapore curriculum. Hexagonal tables and collaboration spaces allow students to have a conducive environment to facilitate group work and other activities. Here on level 4, we have the upper primary classrooms, art gallery, and art rooms. The rooms have flexible dividers which can be folded to convert the area into a multi-purpose hall or venue for large activities and events.
Wow, what a gorgeous building. It's even more gorgeous when you look inside. Come on, let me show you. Tired of boring classrooms? Never fear. The classrooms here are designed to help students discuss, collaborate, and come up with great ideas. Our science labs are equipped with comprehensive facilities and meet all the requirements of Cambridge International and International Baccalaureate. The Pastoral Care and Career Guidance Program is an important feature of the secondary and sixth form section. The program teaches our students values such as independence, respect, responsibility, and resilience. At grade 10, students take part in the Student Work Attachment Program, which allows them to gain industry experience and contribute to society. During ICT lessons, our students use devices that meet the specifications of Cambridge examinations. They get to use bracket software for HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and Wing software for writing Python code. Our lessons are mostly paperless, and we use the SISB Google Application Suite to enhance teaching and learning. This also equips students with the skills to thrive in today's top universities. Alex, what is this building?
Well, SISB is a truly international school that welcomes students from all around the world. Welcome to our boarding house.
Let's take a look inside, shall we?
There are separate male and female accommodations in various configurations: 2-bedroom, 4-bedroom, and 8-bedroom. Over here, delicious meals are provided and a laundry service as well. There are also common areas with tables, lounge chairs, and a pantry area for interaction and relaxation. If students need help with homework, we have daily prep time where our teachers help students in their learning. It's not just all work and no play. We have sports and leisure activities, all done in a safe and secure environment. And there you have it.
Wait, Alex, aren't you forgetting something? Our school is so huge. Is that all?
Oh, you're right, Leo.
Facilities!
In addition, we have a wide range of facilities. Multi-purpose hall where assemblies, sports activities and major celebrations are held. Cafeterias where a wide range of healthy food choices are served every day. 2 saltwater and chlorine 25-meter swimming pools. An eco garden for our students to get in touch with nature and do hands-on learning. A 2-level sports hall for badminton, table tennis, basketball, volleyball, and more. A multi-purpose space for assemblies, exhibitions, and seminars. A black box suitable for meetings, functions, and art performances. An editing suite, film studio, rehearsal room, art room, graphic design lab, and dressing rooms for the creative students in our community. A 407-seat performance auditorium with state-of-the-art technology and acoustics for drama performances, concerts, ceremonies, and more. Well, we hope you've enjoyed our SISB tour experience.
However, we would like to see you in person.
For more information, click the link below.
See you soon. Bye.
Thanks, Alex and Leo. I really enjoyed that tour of our beautiful campus. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to follow me, let me take you to the auditorium at our Pracha Uthit campus, where our school leaders are on standby to welcome you.
Swadika. A very good morning to our viewers at home from Thailand and all around the world. Welcome to SISB Open House. My name is Judith Jangsathaporn, School Manager of SISB Pracha Uthit campus. I'm your host for today for the question and answer session. Before we begin, it is my pleasure to introduce our panelists for today. Deputy Principal from the Nursery Kindergarten, Miss Marian Barb. Mr. Harold Lee, Principal, Primary School. Last but not least, Mr. Jason T, Principal, Sixth Form School. Even though we are not meeting in person, we are bridging distances and overcoming challenges by embracing the innovative idea and using the latest technology. Today, our panelists are standing by to answer all the questions that you may have. Our friendly admission officers are also ready to help you to get a better understanding of SISB. Without further ado, I would like to invite our principals to tell you more about each section. We'll start with the nursery and kindergarten section. Deputy Principal Marian, please.
Thank you, Judith, and good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I hope we can also meet you in person and you come to school and we get to see you and your little ones. So in nursery kindergarten, we start with children as young as 2 years old and we go all the way to 6 years old. So we have 4 years of nursery and 2 years of nursery, 2 years of kindergarten, 4 years altogether. So because the children are so young, our first and foremost thing that is very important for us is that children are happy. We want the children and the families who join us to be very happy, and our team is a very caring team who supports every child and every family when they come here at SISB. We are a trilingual school, being the Singapore International School of Bangkok, so we have English, Chinese and Thai language that the children start from nursery, very young, so they can absorb the language. In terms of curriculum, we actually have our own curriculum unique to our school because the primary school being the Singapore curriculum, we have to tailor-made our curriculum so the children are ready to go into the primary school. We focus on 5 main learning areas. The first one and the most important is the social-emotional development. Then the languages, as I mentioned, a trilingual system. We also have inquiry and exploration, which for us is a subject that encompasses the humanities, social studies, science, experiments, and a lot of project-based learning, which is really fun for curious little kids. And then we have arts and performance, which is a way for them to express themselves. So we have a big team and a lot of teachers and assistant teachers who are here to support your child and you as parents as well if you need. Thank you.
Is it all for you,
Yes.
Ms. Marian?
Thank you.
Thank you, Marian. And now the introduction from the primary section. Principal Harold, please.
สวัสดีครับทุกท่าน大家早上好 Good morning everybody and thank you for joining us on today's session. I'm Harold Lee, Principal of Primary Section. I've been with SISB for 10 years now and it is my pleasure today to share with you an overview about our primary school. Our primary school is a trilingual system where we teach English, Chinese and Thai through engaging and fun approach. We believe in structuring our lessons not just to the textbooks, but also in an authentic and realistic context. Our students are able to apply what they have learned and use the language in a real-life situation. On top of that, Singapore mathematics, as you know, is renowned for being one of the top in the world. This is because we are based on problem-solving skills, which develops our students to be critical thinkers, which is a very essential skill in today's context. Besides the core subjects, we also have a very strong and robust system, okay, which consists of drama, ICT, art, and music. Our drama program is taught from primary 1 to primary 6, and this, together with our English program, equips our students with the skills and training to speak well. Every year, we have a drama production that brings students from different age groups together to come up with a production which is of a very impressive level. We also have a very strong leadership program. Our school vision revolves around scholar, leader, global citizen. Our students are exposed to leadership roles since primary 1. And then from there, they progress on to be prefects, and eventually they are given opportunities to be members of our student council. This will really allow them to reach their full potential. Our primary school is the link between the nursery and kindergarten, as well as sixth form. We are a true trained school from K to 12. We are very family oriented, and we grow together with you and your child. So, we welcome you, and we hope to see you, and we can talk further, and we can get to know each other better. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Principal Harold. And the last section is the introduction from the sixth form school. Principal Jason, please.
Thank you, Judith. A very good morning to all parents, right? Thank you for taking the time to attend to this virtual open house. I think it has been a very challenging period for everyone, and so hopefully today I can share with you more information about our SISB sixth form school. So SISB sixth form school comprises of the secondary section and the high school section. At grade 7 and 8, students take up to 14 subjects, of which they have to sit for examination for 11 subjects. And so these subjects comprises of the languages, because we are a trilingual school, so the students get to learn English, Chinese, and Thai. And other than that, they also have to learn mathematics, science, the humanities subjects, the ICT, music, and art. So you can see that at a very young age, at grade 7, they are already exposed to a wide range of subject discipline. And this will serve them well when they go on to grade 9 and 10. At grade 9 and 10, they take up to 8 subjects. And then when they go on to high school, at grade 11, right, if they are doing the Cambridge AS and the A-level program, they do 5 subjects. And for the IB, DP students, they do 6 subjects plus 3 core subjects. So in SISB Sixth Form School, we offer a very diverse range of curriculum. So in terms of the non-academic areas, SISB Sixth Form School aims to provide a holistic education to all our students. On a yearly basis, we organize the local and the overseas educational program. And during such trips to other provinces in Thailand and overseas, students also take part in the community involvement program where they contribute to the other societies. And other than that, in school, students also take part in the co-curricular activities. They can choose to take part in sports, music, art, club society, or leadership program. So to sum up, SISB Sixth Form School aims to provide students with holistic education so that they can become scholars, leaders, global citizens, so that they can make the world a better place. Thank you.
Thank you, panelists. We hope that you have gained a better understanding of each section after the introductions. Now, our panelists will answer questions from our viewers at home. If you haven't done so, please send your questions now through our official SISB Line account. Let's go to our first questions. Our first question today is about the application process. Okay, our friendly admission officer has sent in the answer. Application fees for SISB schools is 5,000 Thai baht with assessment fees of 5,000 Thai baht. But assessment fees for this year is being waived. Also, there's a promotion for enrollment fees of a 30% discount. Prior to this, parents will be invited for a school tour, and information such as school fees, school curriculum, etc. will be provided and shared with the parents. And our second question from the viewer today would be for the Sixth Form School. Okay, Principal Jason, the question for you today. What other areas does the school focus on besides academics?
Yes, thanks, Judith. So as I mentioned in my earlier introduction, right, SISB school, right, whether it's the NK primary or sixth form, we aim to provide students with a holistic education. And beside the academic areas, right, we focus a lot also on the non-academic areas, and these include the co-curricular activities. And when we talk about co-curricular activities, it means it's after-school activities. And this includes sports, games, creative arts, leadership, club societies. And other than that, every year we also have the overseas educational program, the local educational program, whereby students go to different parts of Thailand and go to different countries around the world. And during such times, they also take part in the community involvement program. And other than that, we also encourage them to take part in competitions, from the maths competitions to the science competitions. And we also support sportsmen. And like currently, we have students who do gymnastics at the national level, golfers. So I would say that SISB, other than the academic areas, we also provide a lot of those non-academic activities for our students.
Oh, okay. Would you like to add on, Principal Harold, for the primary section?
Judith.
Yes.
For the primary, what we do is we categorize into four broad areas.
Yes.
Okay, we have the sports.
Yes.
Okay, we have the arts. Okay, we have the intellect, and then finally we have the leadership.
Yes.
Okay, so for sports, we have after-school activities such as soccer, taekwondo, and so on. Yeah, and then for the arts, we have could be dance.
Yes.
It could be music, Thai music, instruments, and so on. Okay, and then for the intellect, we have the coding,
Yes.
robotics, chess, even cooking. Yeah, and then finally the leadership, which is a very big part of our system.
Yes.
Is that we groom our students to be leaders. Okay, and then we have this club where the students are nominated and trained to be prefects. And eventually, okay, they get the opportunity to be the student council.
Yes.
And then they'll be the student leaders for the entire primary school. Yes.
Would the leaders would be then follow on to the sixth form school
Yes.
for the prefect leadership? Yes.
Most definitely, Judith, because from the prefects, when they go up, right, we also in sixth form school have the student counselors.
Yes.
So if they did not have a chance, at the primary level, at sixth form level, we also identify those students,
Okay.
with leadership potential.
Yes.
But we see that, we advocate that every student should be an everyday leader.
Yes.
In their own ways.
Yes.
And that is very important, that no student or no child should be left behind.
Okay, very good. Okay, our next question now goes to the nursery kindergarten. Deputy Principal Marion, you ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay. What will my child do in nursery kindergarten? Is it just playing all day? Deputy Principal Marion, please.
So same question, but the other way around.
Yes.
So thank you for asking that question to the person who asked live, because this is a common misconception that is always asked in nursery kindergarten.
Yes.
A very famous child psychologist said that play is the work of childhood. And I will add that play is very hard work. So yes, if you come into one of our classrooms, you might see the children in different corners, different activities, because we set up different stations. And the teacher is not at the front of the class, talking and teaching. The teacher is there facilitating, helped by the assistant teachers.
Yes.
So it looks like the children are playing,
Yes.
but actually they're very engaged into meaningful activities that we have set up in advance. So maybe I'll just give an example to make
Yes,
it a little bit
please.
clearer. At the beginning of every school year, we talk a lot about myself, my family, likes and dislikes of the children, so we get to know them a little bit. So we
Yes.
might set up a family corner where we have family pictures. We might set up a corner more about themselves where they're going to draw self-portraits and do different mark makings and things like that. We might have a home corner where they can actually act the same things they would do at home, so it can be a little cooking corner, taking care of babies, brushing teeth and things like that.
It's like bringing home to school.
Yes, and how do we bring in the academics there? That's why the teachers are there for.
Yes.
So let's say with the family pictures, we're going to count how many members are in the families, and we will compare who has a big family, a small family.
So that's numbers coming in.
Yes, and in the role play, a lot of language is there.
Yes.
And it could be any language, because we want the children to be communicators, but in any language that they speak.
Interesting. Yes. Good, good. Okay, thank you, Marion. Okay, our next question will go to sixth form school. What is the curriculum and assessment system in sixth form?
Okay, Judith, and to parents at the virtual open house, right? SISB curriculum is structured in such a way that there is a smooth transition from the primary to the secondary level.
Yes.
So at grade 7 and 8, we offer a hybrid of both the Singapore and the Cambridge curriculum. And when I talk about hybrid curriculum, right, we use the mathematics and the science content from the Singapore textbooks.
Yes.
And that matches, and then in combination with the UK content for other subjects.
Yes.
At grade 9 and 10, we offer the Cambridge IGCSE, right? And at grade 11 and 12, students can then choose to do the Cambridge AS A-level curriculum or the IB diploma program. In terms of assessment, I say that we have a fair range of assessment, from the formative assessment to the summative assessment.
Yes.
Formative assessment would be the class work, project work, class test, their daily assignment, and summative assessment would be the mid-year exam and the final year exam. I think such a range of assessment provides a very fair evaluation
Yes.
in terms of students' performance in group work, in their daily assignment, in their class test, and to their performance in the major exams.
Okay, so you incorporate also holistic part in your assessment,
Yes.
besides just the paper or assessment of the summative.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Principal Jason. So now, a question from the viewer at home for the primary section. And this question reads, my plan is for my daughter, born October 21st, 2017, to enter primary 4 at SISB when she finishes Prathom 3, Prathom 3 from a Thai curriculum school. Therefore, I have the following questions. You ready?
Definitely.
Question number 1. How can I prepare my child for the assessment? Principal Harold, please.
Okay, this is the admissions test you're referring to.
Yes,
I assume.
yes.
Okay.
Assessment to come in to
Yes, correct.
SISB primary
So,
section.
so in SISB, at the admissions process, what we do is we conduct a assessment test for the
Yes.
students. The objective here is not to give a pass or fail
Yes.
or a score to the test.
Yes.
Okay, the objective is for us to know, understand the level of the student.
Yes.
Okay, so that we can support the child better. Okay, it's not a pass or fail. Okay, so there is no need to prepare. The assessment test is designed, okay, to cater to students
Yes.
from everywhere. It could be a Thai school, a bilingual school, or it
Yes.
could be a totally different system overseas. Okay, we only want to test the foundation,
Yes.
The level of the child.
Yes. All right. The second question is such a transition practical coming from Thai curriculum into SISB curriculum? Will there be any factor that will cause her to have to retake primary 3 at SISB?
Okay, this is a primary 3 child.
Yes.
Coming into
To primary 4.
To primary 4.
Yes.
Okay, as far as possible, we always allocate students, okay, to a class of a peers of a similar age group.
Yes.
Okay, because the mental development, the maturity,
Yes.
you know, we want them to be with their peers.
Yes.
Okay. Now, in terms of learning, okay, this is where our strength comes in. Okay, we do a lot of bending.
Yes.
Okay, so if you come in to a primary 4 class and you have never learned Chinese before, for example,
Yes.
okay, what we do is we customize a Chinese program for you. Okay, so when you're during Chinese class, this particular student will leave the room to learn with another teacher.
Okay. So you don't need to have basic of Chinese coming into SISB.
Exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
yes,
Okay, so we cater to, for example, English, Chinese,
Yes.
Thai.
Yes.
Okay, even mathematics.
Okay.
Okay, no matter which level you're at, okay, you can still be with your peers
Yes.
of the same age group.
Yes.
Okay, but we will still cater to you outside the classroom during lesson time.
Okay. So it's like a plan designed for new students who are not matching same level with our own students at
Correct.
SISB.
Because education is like this. We do not learn at the age,
Yes.
but we learn according to the child's needs.
Developments and
Correct,
needs. Okay,
exactly.
very good. Okay. So the last question from this parent is, what is used to determine whether or not my child requires Chinese learning support and English learning support, which you already answered, and how would he or she need to take CLS or ELS? How long would he or she need to take CLS and or ELS? The durations.
Okay, I see different layers. It's quite a
Yes.
long question.
Okay,
So
yeah.
I shall attempt to answer each part at a time.
Yes.
Okay, first, when we assess students' language abilities, okay, we have 4 components that we look at.
Yes.
Okay, speaking, reading, writing, listening.
Yes.
Okay, so these are the 4 components.
4 components.
Okay, you may have students who are good in writing,
Yes.
but not good in speaking, for example. Okay, so once we ascertain these 4 components, okay, we'll be able to help the child in each of these components. Okay, hence we have the English learning support as
Yes.
well as the Chinese learning support.
Yes.
Okay, so I hope that answers the first question.
Yes.
And then there's the question about
Duration, how
Duration.
long? Yeah, when you have this support, how long would a child, when joining SISB, would need to take Chinese learning support or English learning support? Yes.
Okay, this is a challenging question.
Okay.
Because every child is unique.
Yes.
Okay, every child is unique with different home support, with different maturity level, and so on. Okay, but generally what we do is we do not pressure the child.
Yes.
Okay, what's most important is they learn at their age and at their ability.
Yes.
Okay, so we do not have a time frame where by a certain time you must graduate and so on.
Yes.
Okay, so the most important is we cater to the child's needs. That's
Yes.
one. Number 2, traditionally, depends on the age that you come in
Yes.
and the support that you have, we will say we have good track record. Okay, probably in 2 to 3 terms, we usually see a vast improvement because you are in an environment where all your friends are trilingual.
Yes.
You see, so with that, the students can absorb very quickly. Okay, so our success rate is very high.
Yes. So define 2 to 3 terms. Is it 1 academic year?
Yes,
3
that's right.
terms as
That's
1
right.
academic year.
That's
So
right.
that is the general range.
But I must stress that this is not a
For
fixed
all.
timeline.
Yes, not
Correct.
fixed time for all.
Yes.
All right, I hope the answer, this answer to the question to the viewer at home. All right, so next question coming in for the nursery kindergarten. Okay, for home-based learning or online classes, how do you make sure that students are learning smoothly and effectively? One more time. For home-based learning or online classes, how do you make sure that students are learning smoothly and effectively? So you, Marion, please.
Okay, a very current question.
Yes.
So of course it's challenging at this age group, 2 to 6 years old, to make the learning very meaningful at home.
Yes.
But we try our best at SISB, and we have a different ways to do that. So
Yes.
first of all, we have live sessions. What
Yes.
I mean by live sessions is it will be Google Meet sessions where the teachers will meet the students live.
Live,
So
every day.
just like in class, every day.
Every day, yes.
Different, several sessions a day. That can be in full class or in small groups.
Yes. And now your full class is how many students in the full class for the online
The
learning?
full class will be a maximum of 20. Some classes have a little bit less than 20.
Okay.
But then we also do several sessions of short groups with
Yes.
a maximum of 5 students, but I would say the majority is 3 to 4 students, so that the teachers can really at this time teach and assess what the students are taking from that session.
All
it's
right.
much easier in a small group.
So you have like a big group online, live session with the 20 students, and you also separate into a small section
Yes.
where it's a smaller group, maximum of 3 to 4 students.
Yes.
Oh, good. All right. So continue, please.
That's the live sessions.
Yes.
And usually the full class session is in the morning to say hi to everyone, sing
Yes.
a few songs. And throughout the day, we have the small group sessions. But we also send every week
Yes.
a study pack.
Every week, a
Every
study
week,
pack. Yes.
Which is a compiling of all the subjects,
Yes.
including music, PE, all the languages, English,
Yes.
math, etc.
Yes.
With all the activities that the children will do at home.
Yes.
That can be with the teacher, live, or on their own,
Okay.
with the parents. And on top of that, we have also sent art packs.
Art packs.
Yes,
Study
we call
pack
it
and
art
art
packs,
yes.
but it's actually materials.
Yes.
Art materials, any kind of material, Play-Doh that the children will have to use at home
Okay.
as well.
So that will go along with the home-based learning,
Yes.
online and then
Online
the study
and-
pack, art pack. Very interesting.
Yes.
All right, thank you, Marion. Okay, now coming to the primary section, Principal Harold, the question for you is, how do you ensure an English-speaking environment when there are so many Thai students? How do you ensure an English-speaking environment when there are so many Thai students? Please.
Good question. I think this question applies to most, if not all, international schools all over the world. Okay, so what we do is we are a trilingual school.
Yes.
Okay, so we have emphasis on English, Chinese, and Thai.
Yes.
Okay, now it does not matter which demographics.
Yes.
Okay, our program is such a way that we want to encourage the students to speak
Yes.
English, good English. Okay, and in order to do that, our programs must be interesting. Okay, so what we do is we always come up with very authentic and realistic learning. So for example, in the old days, we would take a book, turn to page 25 and read.
Yes.
Correct, but that will not work now. Okay, but what we do is we give assignments. Okay, we give a lot of lessons, activities based on something that is within the child's context. So for example, in today's digital age, okay, we have students who are into taking videos and YouTubes and so on. Okay, so what we do is we do the same thing. Okay, instead of asking them to read a book, we tell them to do a review
Yes.
of their toy, of their book, of a movie, even a game.
Yes. Interactive.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay, so it's something that they enjoy doing.
Yes.
They enjoy doing, and they don't think it's a chore.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and in the meantime, they're learning while doing something that they like,
Yes.
and then they have a final end product on the YouTube or in the Google Classroom that they can see,
Yes.
and everybody around them can see. Okay, so in that sense, we create a culture where everybody enjoys doing it.
Yes. Yes.
On top of that, we also have a very robust drama program. Okay, that really helps.
Yes.
Okay, so every student from primary 1 to primary 6, they learn drama.
Yes.
Okay, and in this drama curriculum, the students were trained and given techniques
Yes.
to project the voice,
Uh-huh.
eye contact, body language, okay, physical cues, and so on.
Yes.
Okay, and when they are put in a role play situation, it's less stressful for them.
Uh-huh.
Okay, it's not a teacher asking student scenario,
Yes.
but it is a so-called fantasy, a role play that they are playing somebody else. So that takes that stress away, and it makes them enjoy learning.
Yes.
And the outcome is we have students who get so comfortable with public speaking.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and the final product that we have is every year we have this drama production.
Yes.
Okay, and students from different age groups, they come
Yes.
together with teachers, and then they have the choreograph, they have the script writing, directing, okay, and you have the
All
final
done by
product.
students.
students and teachers.
And teachers
Yes.
together. Very good.
Correct. The students will mostly be the primary 5, primary 6 will be involved. Okay,
Yes.
with the ideas,
Yes.
the refinement and improvements and so on.
Yes.
Okay,
Very
so
interesting.
English program, drama program together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's how we create that love for reading and eventually speaking.
Yes.
Yes.
So breaking ice and let them be able to pull out their inner capability and at the same time learning.
Correct.
Okay, thank you, Principal Harold. So now, also another question for primary. You're popular today.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, the question from the viewer at home. My daughter is studying in a Thai school now, but she can speak English. But now she can speak English. If she studies at SISB in primary school, will she have problems learning Chinese? Oh, so these Thai students able to speak English, but worry about problem with Chinese. Yes.
Okay, I think it is similar to the question earlier.
Yes.
That the learning of languages is not by age.
Yes.
Okay, so I moved to Thailand more than 10 years ago.
Yes.
And I learned Thai at the preschool age,
Yes,
so to
yes,
speak, as
yes.
an adult.
Yes.
Okay, so similarly, if the student, this parent student, the
Yes.
child comes in with even maybe zero Chinese.
Yes.
Okay, you have not learned Chinese before.
Yes.
Okay, we are still able to help.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so during Chinese class, okay, this child will leave the classroom
Yes.
and will get a more specialized attention with another teacher.
Yes.
Okay, teaching at that level, at the foundation Chinese level.
Yes. So she be pulled out to do separate lesson at her level.
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
inside,
It
okay.
doesn't make sense to have her stay in the same class.
Yes.
Where the children, the classmates may have learned Chinese for the past 6 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
So no worries, parents. If you have no Chinese basic, SISB can cater for you.
Yes, we do.
Yes, thank you, Harold. And then this question now going to sixth form. My child will be going on to grade 7. Will he have a problem if he doesn't know any Thai language? Any Thai language doesn't know at all? Is he able to come in to sixth form, grade 7?
Okay, I think quite similar to the question previously, right? And so as addressed by Principal Harold, for sixth form school, similarly, for grade 7 and 8,
Yes.
our languages are banded.
Yes.
When I say the languages are banded, it means that the student do not attend, for example, Thai language based on the class that they are in. But rather, when they come in, we look at their ability in their languages, in English, Chinese, Thai,
Yes.
and then we band them according to first language, second language, and the basic foundation. So I would say that for this parent, if your child has no foundation in Thai,
Doesn't know Thai.
and
yes.
when he or she comes in,
Yes.
right, he will most likely be banded to the foundation level.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean that he cannot move up.
Yes.
So every term we assess their performance.
Yes.
And if their performance is good enough to move up to the second language, we will then move them up. So parents, you can see that there will be a gradual progression from grade 7 to grade 8. There is a high possibility they may move up.
Yes.
You know, if they work hard enough
Yes.
from the foundation level to the second language,
Yes.
Thai. But we
Yes.
do not want to scare them off.
Yes.
Right from the start, they find that learning of languages is so stressful.
Yes.
And then this deter them, you know, this demotivate them. So we find that we give them the confidence that they can do well in the
Yes.
language, and
Yes.
then they move up gradually.
Okay, so the one without any basic Thai will be put into a level that is comfortable,
Yes.
but at the same time able to stretch and
Yes.
develop further.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Okay. The question for you again, Principal Jason. Okay. What universities do SISB students typically go to?
Okay, as I mentioned earlier, we try to cater to the needs of all students.
Yes.
There will be a group of students who wants to go to the Thai universities.
Yes.
There will be a group of students who wants to do to become doctors, and
Yes.
they want to go into the medical field, and
Yes.
so they go into the top Thai universities that specialize in the medical field.
Yes.
And then there are students who aspire to go into the top 50
Yes.
QS ranking world, universities. So we have a range, and I would say that based on the figures for the last 2 or 3 years, we find that there are a majority of students, they would like to go to Thai university because, especially last year, because of the COVID situation,
Yes.
because of uncertainty around the world. and but we also have offers,
Yes.
and increasingly a large percentage of offers
Yes.
from top 100 universities from around the world.
Yes.
And what does this tell us? It tells us that our students are ready to compete at the local,
Yes.
but also at the global level. Yes.
So it's like international. We are also at the high level as
But
well.
the main thing is that when a student comes into grade 7,
Yes.
because we have a counseling team, and the counseling team will meet up with the students, the parents. What are your aspirations?
Yes.
What you want to which university would you like to go to? And from there, we see their anger and we give them suggestions and so on. And so right at grade 7,
Yes.
we are preparing them for the the road ahead, which is the Thai universities or the overseas universities.
Okay, so we have a team of counselors.
Yes.
So this is the answer for the next question actually, which said, how does the school help my child to apply for good universities?
Okay, to apply for good universities, you must have a range of achievements.
Yes.
Because times have changed. I think 20, 30 years ago, a lot of universities, they look at the academic grades, and that
Yes.
is very important.
Yes.
But these days, it is not just the academic grades, but rather the non-academic achievements.
Yes.
And that is very important. So from grade 7 onwards, our team of university counselors will not only look at their academic achievements, their
Yes.
school results.
Yes.
We will look at whether they are doing enough service learning.
Yes.
We will also look into their non-academic achievements, whether
Yes.
they are taking part in enough competitions,
Yes.
sports, games, club societies, whether they have any leadership roles,
Yes.
right? So if they do not have these areas,
Yes.
normally the university counselors or the teachers will then guide them into this field, so that by the time they go to 10, 11, they have a range of achievements and they have a complete portfolio to support their application and admission into good universities.
So these are all guided
Yes.
by our counselors team
Yes,
at SISB
and the
Sixth
teachers
Form.
as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
good. So also continue with the question, can they apply for universities and colleges in China?
Oh, most definitely.
Yes.
I think that as China increasingly, right, the universities in China, they are promoting international mindedness.
Yes.
And they like to attract a lot of those top students from around the world to join the Chinese universities, so that it provides diversity for their universities
Yes.
as well. And you can see that the last few years, Chinese universities have been moving up the world university ranking.
Yes.
And so increasingly, like this year alone, we have 2 students who have already been accepted into top universities in China, and one of them got accepted into Tsinghua
Yes.
University.
Yes.
Right. So, but as I mentioned, the work starts early. So right from the young age, right, because our students are trilingual,
Yes.
meaning that they are very proficient in Chinese.
Yes.
So we encourage them to take up external, testing, like the HSK.
Yes.
And the HSK testing will allow them, later on, because to go into top universities in China, you must get at least a HSK 4.
Yes.
Otherwise, it is difficult for you to, for them to accept you, especially if you are applying for scholarship.
Yes, yes.
Right? So we prepare them early so that by the time they go to grade 10, 11, they should be able to get a HSK 4 together with their school academic achievements plus their non-academic achievements. They should have a very, very good chance to go into universities in China.
In China. So our students are also prepared with HSK.
Yes.
That able to be one of the requirements going
Yes,
to
and
China.
we are a HSK test center.
Test center too.
And we really advocate strongly that students should have a good mastery of Chinese.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, good, good. Okay, right. And then, so since we have students who go to top university, top 50, top 100, so now the next question from the parent at home, what criteria do you use to accept students? What criteria do you use to accept students? I'll start from NK, then going to primary and with sixth form. So, Marion, please, for nursery kindergarten, what do you-
entrance.
entrance assessment.
Okay, assessment. In nursery kindergarten, we don't do a formal assessment
Yes.
of the children. There might be a little informal assessment with letters and numbers to see if they have some reading or writing skills.
Yes.
But because they're so young and most likely they haven't been to school yet,
Yes,
we
yes.
deal with the nursery. We get them to come to school,
Yes.
come into the classroom when it's possible and play with their friends.
Yes.
And if they can talk to the teachers or just join an activity, and we see how they react. We see if they're ready for school. And then most importantly, we have a long chat with the parents.
Yes. Oh, so it's like more behavioral observation.
Yes, it's
For the
observation.
little ones.
Yes, yes. Social, emotional, and behavior. And then we talk to the parents because we want to find out what the children have been doing before.
Yes.
Have they been at home? Have they gone to play groups? We want to know their routine. Do they have a good sleep routine, eating routine?
Yes.
So we can help them be ready for school.
So this is for the young age, from nursery or all the way to kindergarten as well.
Yes, we do have an interview with the parents all the way.
Yes,
But
yes.
yes, the kindergarten is a little bit more focused on the informal assessment. Yeah, but they still go into the classroom and will join a class.
Yes. So what do you mean by informal assessment for kindergarten children?
We check if they can speak English and understand it.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
We don't check the Chinese or Thai.
Yes.
Because that will come.
Yes.
So we check if they will be able to function in the mainstream class.
Yes.
In terms of following what the other children are doing at that level.
All right. So for the nursery level, what is the age range when you're doing observation and then behavioral checking? Is that the nursery age range for you is?
Nursery is 2 to 4.
2 to 4.
Kindergarten 4 to 6.
In kindergarten 4 to 6.
Yes.
All right. So that is the criteria for accepting students. Now coming to primary section, Principal Harold. So what is the criteria that you use to accept the students for primary section?
For primary, we have we call it a multifaceted
Yes.
approach.
Yes.
So of course we have the admissions test,
Uh-huh.
okay, where we try to understand where the child is at,
Yes.
at certain subjects.
Yes.
Okay, that's one.
Yes.
We also have an interview with the student.
Yes.
Okay, so we talk to them and we understand their needs.
Uh-huh.
Okay, the way they converse, the eye contact,
Yes.
physical cues, and then finally the last part is very important. We interview the parents. Because
Sorry?
we interview the
To
parents.
interview the parents.
Because
yes,
we
yes.
need to understand
Yes.
their needs,
Yes.
their expectations.
Uh-huh.
Okay, for example, what kind of home support can you provide?
Uh-huh.
Okay, sometimes they say they need boarding. Okay, we can provide boarding services in-house at our campus. Okay, so for example, something like that.
Yes, yes. Not only the academic part, you also look at the well-being.
Exactly.
And then
there's
the other
only so
area.
much you can learn from a piece of paper.
Yes,
Right.
yes,
So,
yes.
but we need that physical touch, that face-to-face
Yes.
interaction, even via the screen.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
So
So you
that's
mean
very important.
online assessment?
Correct.
Yes,
Correct.
via the screen then.
Yes,
Okay, all
yes.
right, good. Okay, for sixth form, would you like to add on the way you accept students for SISB for sixth form?
Yes, Judith. So for current SISB students,
Yes.
meaning that from P6, those that have been in SISB for a few years or
Yes.
even in P6,
Yes.
we will just gradually promote them
Yes.
to grade 7.
Yes.
Because we already have their records, their languages record, their math, science,
Yes.
and other subject records.
Yes,
So we will
auto promotion, you
yes.
mean, yes.
So we will promote them to
Yes.
grade 7. And for students currently not with SISB,
Huh.
they will have to sit for an entrance exam, and this comprises of both the English and the mathematics.
Yes.
So that we can assess that whether they are more suitable for the first language English
Yes.
or the second language English,
Yes.
and which classes we should assign them for mathematics as well. So this is divided into 2 parts.
Okay, all right, great. So now the question runs. Now the next question, also interesting, because we talk about top university, we talk about how to accept our students. Now the question is very interesting. What is your recruitment criteria for teachers? What qualification do they need to have? We'll start from sixth form, coming down to NK. So please, Jason, continue on. What is your recruitment criteria for teachers? What qualifications do they need to have?
Okay, I think the first requirement that we want our teachers is that first they must have the necessary experience to be able to support our curriculum. And when I talk about our curriculum, it means that they must have at least 2 to 3 years of experience teaching the Cambridge IGCSE or the IB diploma program.
Yes.
That is the first thing we look at. The second thing that we look at when we interview teachers, right, we see their personality.
Yes.
I would say that even if they have the content knowledge, if we find that they are not caring enough, we may not accept them. So the personality is very important because these days, students, sometimes they work for the teacher. You
Yes.
must care for them, and so they find that there is enough care and they love that subject. So and of course they must have a necessary teaching license as well.
Okay. Teaching license important. So
Qualifications.
It's all qualifications.
Teaching qualifications so that when they come into Thailand, we can then help them to get their teaching license
Yeah,
if they do not have. Yeah.
So all teachers from sixth form,
Yes.
all teaching license,
Yeah.
definitely. With
In the long run,
In
we
the
will
long
help
run.
them to get. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. What about primary section? Would you like to add on?
Primary,
please?
I agree totally with Principal Jason.
Yes.
We have the entire SISB, we have a standard recruitment policy.
Yes.
So basically, we look at the eligibility
Uh-huh.
and suitability.
Yes.
So if you look at eligibility, we look at the qualifications, the experience, the teaching license, and
Yes.
what have you, right?
Yes.
And then for the suitability, of course, because teaching is a very personal job.
Yes.
It requires a lot of interaction, a lot of personality comes into play. Okay, we are dealing with children. Okay, we are dealing with children. Okay, we are their so-called parent away from home.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so we need the teachers to be caring.
Caring.
Okay, to be patient.
Huh.
Okay, and to be able to bring the lesson to life. Yeah, you have a textbooks. Every school you provide textbooks and so on, but
Yes.
you need that special someone
Huh.
to bring that lesson to life, to make it fun for the students,
Yes.
to make them want to learn, want to ask,
Yes.
okay, and want to come to school.
Engaging the students.
That is the challenging one.
Yes,
okay,
true,
it
true.
takes that special someone.
Yes.
Okay, so we have a very stringent recruitment process where we have an interview process.
Yes.
We do various reference checks,
Yes.
the police checks. Okay, and then we also let them do the demo teaching.
Demo teaching.
Yes. So they have to come to school.
Yes.
Okay, conduct lessons. Okay, and in real time.
Yes.
Okay, live for us, and then so that we can
Evaluate.
assess as far as
Assess.
possible. You know the strengths that this teacher can have.
All right. So all these process are being taken from sixth form until primary section. What about you, Marian, in the NK section? Would you like to add on for the teachers' criteria?
It's quite similar, but of course, child protection and safeguarding is the priority. So yes, we do a lot of checks.
Yes.
Criminal record checks.
Yes.
Reference check.
Yes.
And the teaching qualifications are
Yes.
important,
Yes.
as well as the experience.
Yes, yes.
In our own department, so for nursery kindergarten, we
Yes.
require at least minimum 2 years of experience
Yes.
in an earlier setting.
Yeah.
And preferably in an international school
Yes.
as well, because it's different from other
From
systems.
other yes, yes. So I'll continue on with your answer. The question I think related to you again. How do you ensure my child is safe at school? Very in trend question now. My child is safe at school. Focus on bullying from classmates and question mark abuse from teachers.
Okay.
So,
So abuse from teachers, again, because we do all these checks.
Yes.
Police checks.
child
criminal-
protection policy,
Child
everything.
protection,
So
yes.
it's definitely not happening.
We do have a child protection policy in place that
Yes.
every member of staff, being teachers or other kind of
staff,
staff,
yes.
has to read
Yes.
and sign.
And sign.
And it's being updated every year. So every year, every member of staff has to sign it and read it again.
Yes.
And that's even the ECA vendors, everyone coming into the school.
Every adult that come to school.
Every adult, even
has to be
visitors,
aware of.
even for your school tour, they have to sign a little
Yes,
form.
true, very
so
true.
Child protection is there.
Yes.
And the teachers are trained every year as
Yes,
well. They don't
yes.
only have to read it, they have to go through a training
Yes, yes.
with the principal and with the teams.
Seems to.
And in terms of bullying?
Bullying, classmate
yes.
bullying. The little ones bullying the little ones. How do we do that? How do we know who bully who?
Okay. At this age, it's not always bullying. It can be just conflicts between
Yes.
between friends
So
because they
true.
are learning
Yes.
to be friends and to live together. But we actually have wellness sessions that we have included in our curriculum,
Yes.
especially this year because with COVID and being at home and being at school, the routine for the children has changed, and they are a little bit anxious when the routine changes.
Yes.
So we have built this into the curriculum so that we target those issues and we talk about it in class. So for example, every morning we will have a circle time, a morning meeting.
The circle time.
Yes, maybe for 10-15 minutes every
Yes.
day, and this can be morning songs, but also having children talk about their feelings, how they feel today. Then the teachers can also notice if there's anything wrong or different from the other days. And we also do this at the end of the day, end of every day. We have
Yes.
an afternoon meeting where we're going to talk about things that happened today,
Today, okay.
things that the children liked or didn't like and why, and things like that.
So regulate They can regulate
They
emotions.
self-regulate, yes. And we bring all these topics about of wellness, like bullying, like
Yes.
how to treat your friends, how
Yes.
to be kind,
Yes.
how to be independent, resilient, and all.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Marianne. Very good, very good. So now, questions for. So this question goes to sixth form school. How is SISB unique? What makes SISB special? Principal Jason, please.
Okay, Judith.
Yes.
Right. So parents, right? If you go to our school website, you can see that our school mission. The key terms of our school mission:
Yes.
world-class school,
World-class school.
provide holistic education for students
Huh.
to make the world a better place. And if you look at our vision, right? Every student must aspire to be a scholar,
Huh.
a leader, and a global citizen. And I would say that these terms are very powerful terms, right? But I say that we have the necessary facilities. We have state-of-the-art facilities. Our auditorium supports creative arts performances. We have a basketball court, badminton court, and this supports the sports events. We have a football field, right? We also have a swimming pool, right? And we have the creative arts facilities, the
Yes.
art room, the media room, right? And we also have a boarding school.
Yes.
So all these state-of-the-art facilities helps to provide the basic foundation for students to receive a very comfortable education in SISB school. And other than that, in terms of the academic areas, we have a range of curriculum.
Yes.
From the NK curriculum to the Singapore curriculum at primary school,
Yes.
to the hybrid of the Singapore Cambridge curriculum at grade 7 and 8,
Yes.
to the Cambridge IGCSE curriculum,
Yes.
to the high school curriculum, which is the Cambridge AS A-level curriculum,
Yes.
and the IB diploma program.
Yes.
So you can see that we have a range of curriculum at different stages to support the different needs of students.
Yes.
And in terms of the non-academic areas,
Yes.
we also have many programs.
Yes.
Like what Principal Marian Harrell mentioned,
Yes.
right? And also sixth form school.
Yes.
Every year we organize many activities. From the overseas trip to the local education program to
Yes.
the leadership program and so on.
Okay.
So I would say that we are unique in our ways because we cater to the diverse needs of students,
Yes.
not only in Bangkok,
Yes.
but also
Or-
students overseas, students from other provinces in Thailand.
Yes.
And I say that this makes us unique.
Unique, good, good. I like the word you said, hybrid, because the word hybrid then come to the question from the viewer at home. The question is, going to Jason again, after grade 10, how do you determine or help students decide whether A-level or IBDP is more suitable for them? After grade 10, how do you determine or help students decide whether A-levels or IBDP is more suitable for them?
Okay, Judith, I think this question has been asked by many parents and students when they are choosing to decide the two curriculum.
Yes.
I would say that for the Cambridge AS and A-level curriculum, it is more content-based.
Yes.
For the IB diploma program, it is more holistic, whereby it not only focus on the academic area, students must also have an interest in service learning.
Yes.
Students must also have the necessary critical thinking skills.
Yes.
So all these are already factored in when we design the curriculum at grade 7.
Yes.
Whereby we also expose students to service learning.
Yes.
That's why we bring students out for local education program, overseas educational program.
Yes.
We also have project work involved so
Yes.
that we stretch students to have that critical thinking skills.
Yes.
But along the way, some students might think that I am not so suitable for to go, or I do not like service learning, for example.
Yes,
I
yes.
would like to focus more on the academic areas.
Yes.
And so to this group of students, we say that maybe the A-level track, it is more suitable for you. I have to emphasize that whether is it A-level or the IB diploma program, they are equally good.
Yes.
That's why they are world-renowned program.
Yes.
But in terms of suitability, I would say that if the student is more focused on the academic,
Yes.
right, they go for the A-level.
Yes.
If they want to be all-rounded, they
Yes.
are very active in sports and games. They are already doing a lot of community involvement program,
Yes.
right? And they think that they are more independent in their studies. I say that go for the IB diploma program.
Okay.
Yeah.
So both are renowned,
Yes.
both are able. A levels, IBDP, both
They
able.
stand equal chance of
Equal
going
chance.
to top universities in Thailand,
Yes.
top universities from around the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they are both
and
good.
Judith, to add on, right?
Yes.
The student that was accepted into Tsinghua University this year,
Yes.
she did the A level.
Yes.
So you can see that she can compete equally
Yes.
at the world stage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So, also related to the question that you answer, I think parents ask about corporate social responsibility. So, are there any corporate social responsibility activity for students? Maybe you want to add on for primary and sixth form?
Yes.
Yes.
So-
Starting from primary section.
Okay,
Mr. Harold
okay.
first. Thank you.
Okay, we have several projects, okay,
Yes.
for CSR, for short.
Yes.
Okay, basically we want the students to be open-minded.
Yes.
They need to know that they are global citizens.
Yes.
Okay? It is not just them.
Yes.
Okay, that there's a whole new world out there.
Yes.
Okay, so what happens is at a very young age, okay, we involve them in projects.
Yes.
Okay, so on an annual basis, we have this CSR project where we conduct English lessons.
Yes.
Okay, to students, to Thai students.
Yes.
From a temple school.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so that's one of our projects. Okay,
Yes.
so our students come in, they plan the lessons, they conduct the lessons,
Uh-huh.
and they help with the students.
Yes.
Okay, so that's one project.
Uh-huh.
Okay, we also have, like I mentioned, we had the drama production where we come up with raise funds.
Yes.
And then we use these funds to support a special needs school.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so these are projects that our students, since at the age of primary 1,
Yes.
they're used to it. Okay, they have that service mind, they have that thinking that, okay, they are global citizens, okay, we are privileged, okay, therefore we should help those around us.
Yes. Yes. So building from primary, then later linked together with the sixth form, they're doing the services
Yes.
together. Very good. So also question for Principal Harold, the primary section. Another question. I heard that Singapore curriculum is very stressful. Will my child be able to cope? Singapore curriculum, stressful. You want to
Very-
change that kind of attitude maybe? We are going to change. S and S shouldn't stay together. Singapore
Very
stressful.
popular question, okay, very and probably a misconception.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
I just want to share.
Yes.
Okay,
Correct us.
it is true to a certain extent that
Yes.
Singapore curriculum is very rigorous. It's robust.
Yes.
Okay, you have to be
Yes.
in order to be ranked the top
Yes.
in the world, one of the top in the world.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so there has to be a certain level of rigor.
Yes.
Okay, but the approach
Yes.
is what makes a difference. Okay, so in SISB we had the privilege of being able to use the Singapore curriculum
Yes.
with a very diverse team of teachers and experiences.
Yes.
So we use a very international outlook and approach towards this curriculum. Okay, and at SISB we are able to do a blended system where we are able to conduct this topic using the technology and the resources, the facilities at our disposal. You see, so with that we are able to make the lesson very fun, very interesting, and remember the keyword here we have today is to be engaging, realistic, and authentic.
Yes.
Okay, so it must be something within that context that the
Yes.
students will not think that this is a book. This is a textbook. Okay, they are doing something out of the classroom. They are doing something that they enjoy
Yes.
and they can relate to.
Yes.
You see, so we try to create a balance. Okay, the system, the curriculum is robust.
Yes.
It is rigorous.
Yes.
Okay, but we also do everything in our power.
Yes.
Okay, to deliver that. Okay, to the students in the most engaging way possible.
Engaging way. So we change the word. Singapore's curriculum engaging, not stressful. We're going to change that concept. Thank you, Principal Harold.
Welcome.
So now we come to the last question. There's so many questions to ask our viewers, but our last question. Okay, I want to give this question to Principal Jason. Do you have a dormitory or boarding?
Yes,
Yes.
Judith, as I mentioned earlier, right, we have a state-of-art facilities, and this include a boarding school. The boarding school comprises of 2 blocks of buildings.
Yes.
One it is for the female students.
Yes.
One it is for the male students.
Yes.
Right, and we have a team of boarding staff,
Yes.
boarding manager and boarding staff to support the needs of our students.
Yes.
So in terms of the academic areas, from Monday to Thursday, right, we have the night study program from
Yes.
6:30 to 8:30, whereby there are teachers who will supervise the students in their work.
Yes.
You know, to make sure that they are doing their homework, they are revising for their class tests or their exams.
Yes.
But other than that, because our tagline for boarding school, it is home away from home.
Home
and
away
we
from
want
home.
our students, because we understand that a lot of our students come from different provinces, in Thailand or overseas, so we want them to feel that as though they are at home.
At home.
So we also organize a range of recreational activities for them.
Yes.
So every month we organize like dinners like shabu night.
Yes.
BBQ night. Sometimes we organize like Singapore food and all that. And on weekends we also bring students out for activities. They go for bowling,
yes,
singing sessions, right? And they also go to restaurants for shabu, barbecue and so on.
Yes.
So I think such a range of activities allow the students to all bond together and they understand each other, they support each other. And other than that, our seniors from the sixth form schools also come into boarding on a nightly basis to support the juniors in terms of their learning. This is what I call the student mentorship program. And this is free of charge. So this is our, just now you talk about the service learning component. This is one part of our service learning, giving back to those who needs that service within the school.
Thank you, Principal Jason. So that wraps up all the questions. So thank you, panelists. That was the last question for today. And from the viewer at home, not to worry, we have many questions and we love to hear more from you. So please continue to send in your questions through the official SISB Line account. We will definitely cater to all these questions. Thank you for joining and staying with us today at SISB Pracha Uthit Open House. We would love to hear from you and see you in person real soon at our campus. Stay safe. Have a great day. สวัสดีค่ะ